Hey friends, it's Val from Pull Up a Bale podcast. And if you love dairy, innovation, and connecting with people who get it, you've got to check out the first American Dairy XPO. It's happening November 5th and 6th at the Champlain Valley Exposition in Vermont. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. Grab a free breakfast, explore a 200-company trade show, meet Olympian and dairy producer Elle St. Pierre, and soak up knowledge in the Dairy Delivers classroom. And the best part, Dairy Fest on November 5th at 4 p.m. Think massive dairy buffet, live entertainment, and the best networking around. Head over to AmericanDairyExpo.com. That's AmericanDairyXPO.com for tickets, discounts, and all the details. So pull up a bale and join us. It's going to be an event you'll never forget. Details. Pull up a bale and join us there. It's going to be an event you'll never want to miss. As a busy mom and dairy farmer, I'm always looking for ways to support my family's health as well as my own, and I absolutely love Wonder Cow Colostrum. It's packed with essential nutrients, great for supporting gut health, boosts immunity, and promotes overall wellness. Whether it's for me, my kids, or anyone looking to stay strong and healthy, Wonder Cow is my go-to daily supplement. I have been taking it for a year now, and it is irreplaceable in my daily routine. If you want to experience the amazing benefits of colostrum too, you can use my special code, DairyGalVal, at checkout for a discount. Give Wonder Cow a try, and you will definitely feel the difference. Hey, I'm Val Lavigne, farmer, mom, and host of the Pull Up a Bale podcast. This is where real stories from rural life meet bold conversations about the future of ag. So pull up a bale and let's chat. Today on the Bale, I am honored to have Abby Shipley joining me. Abby, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. As we were chatting earlier, it's been just one of those days, and you just got to kind of laugh it off and keep on trucking because there's nothing else you can do about it, right?
Yep. That's pretty much
So,
farm life in a nutshell.
pretty much. And like Halloween, we're recording this on Halloween, and it's just one of those like, yep, happy Halloween. What else can go wrong? Let's see. It's it reminds me of those memes, like a haunted house, but the big
Yes.
breaks down.
Yep.
A haunted house, and you go somewhere and they're handing out vegetables instead of candy. Like, ridiculous.
Right.
No one needs that. No. Dear. Anyways, I'm so excited to get a chance to chat with you today. And I've enjoyed following you on social media and doing all of the things. So, Abby, if you want to just start, who are you and give us your today story?
Yeah. And thank you for asking me. I was honored to be asked to be on here. I enjoy your podcast and all of your guests. And so, yeah, I'm Abby Shipley. I'm on social media as the Ginger Hill Farmer, Instagram, Facebook. And today I am a farm wife. My husband and I have row crops. We grow soybeans and corn and do a little bit of barley. And then we have Holstein steers that we feed out to finish. So we get them at like 300 pounds and feed them out to finish weight. And so we stay pretty busy there. I'm a mom, so I have a 9-year-old little girl who's very involved in animals, 4-H. This was her first year in 4-H, horses, you name it. We stay pretty busy with her. And then I'm a business owner. So I own the Ginger Hill Farmer, like I said, and I make graphic tees. It's a graphic tee boutique, mostly online. I do a couple of events here and there, but we also have some other apparel as well, but mostly farm themed graphic t-shirts.
Awesome. I love it. And I was checking out your amazing shirt earlier. Is that your own design?
It is. It's one of mine. It's Move Over Witches. It's Halloween.
I love that. I'm kind of jealous that I did not get that prior to today because that's right up my alley. We were also talking about my love of like just dumb, funny, corny jokes because sometimes you just need to laugh and yes, sometimes you just got to laugh it off and just go with it. Anyways, so that's amazing. And whereabouts are you from again?
Yeah, sorry. I am from Utica, Ohio. So small town about 40 miles east of Columbus. If you ever heard of Velvet Ice Cream, that's kind of our little claim to fame. We actually live right by Velvet Ice Cream. So,
very cool. And she was just saying too that we're getting all her weather that she just had, which is real pleasant rain, cold wind. So
Look out, winter,
Going
here
back
we come.
today, so we're back
Can't
to
wait.
nice. Yeah,
Good.
sorry.
Good, good. Can't wait for at least we get a nice weekend out of it. So that'll be
Yeah.
wonderful. So, where did you grow up? What was life like for you as a child?
Yeah, so I grew up actually about 5 miles from here, 5 or 6 miles. It's pretty close. And my parents had their own business. My dad has a construction company. So, he was very busy as we were kids. My mom supported him in the business and watched the neighbor kids and, just was around for us. And I was very involved in 4-H and FFA. I actually grew up like a mile from my now husband's family. It's similar. You had, I forget her name, but Midst of Motherhood on, and she grew up with her husband, but
Like,
never dated. So yes, it's very similar story. My husband and I grew up showing cattle together. My first job was actually on his family's dairy farm. But we never dated until after I got through college. And then all of a sudden, I guess we looked different then. I don't know, but then we started dating. So,
all of a sudden he was good looking, and I was like, all right.
I don't know. All of a sudden he was nice. He was always like mean older brother type when we were growing up.
Just like my husband and I, he grew up 10 minutes from where my family farms, and we went K through 12 together. Never were attracted to each other. I mean, at least I was not. He was not anywheres in my radar. And yeah, he started working on the farm while I was in college, and I actually hated his guts while I was in college, which is even funnier because he's like the nicest, chill guy ever. And I don't, something about him, like I just despised him.
That's
And
hilarious.
then all of a sudden I figured out he was all right. And then we became friends.
Yeah.
And I graduated college, and then college boyfriend got rid of him. We went on a date, and the rest is history, but I don't like know what changed. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
No.
so funny. I mean, we never hated each other in school, but we
Right.
just weren't like, we didn't go out of our way to talk to each other. We didn't we weren't friends. We didn't have crushes on each other.
Right.
It was just like,
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
funny how
Very similar story, but yeah, my childhood was busy. Like I said, 4-H and FFA. I showed dairy cows, horses, and just, very active in all of that.
And where did your interest in cows come from? Because you said your dad was in construction, so it's
Yeah. No,
you had that agriculture right there.
yeah. My parents moved from the city when we were like, I was 3. They built a house out here in the near my in-laws. And it's so just crazy to think like how different my life would be if they hadn't done that. My whole life has been shaped by agriculture. And if I'd grown up in town where they lived before, like who knows where my life would be. I probably wouldn't marry my husband. Like everything would be different. So it's just crazy how things worked out. But, we just moved to that area. And my in-laws are the kind of people that are just like, they're the nicest people you'd ever meet. Like they're typical farm family. They're very like encouraging, very inclusive. So they were like, hey, you have some little girls, like bring them up and bring them around the cows. And would they like to show cows this summer? And it just so happened they had daughters that were the same age as me. So we grew up, the 3 of us, like the 3 musketeers, whatever. We were always just like together, little buddies. My sister was the same, like she showed cows as well. And so that kind of is what got us into cattle. But then it's actually now my husband's aunt, but at the time she was just my friend's mom. She always had horses, and I got bit pretty early with the horse bug. And
As did I.
yeah, yes, I know we have that in common.
Yes.
And it was pretty obvious from a young age that like that was going to be my thing, that, once you get bit by it, you just don't let it go. So she kind of got me my start in horses. And I've always loved cattle, but horses are really my passion and have always been really my passion.
And so what kind of things did you do with horses as a kid?
Yeah, so started out as a kid showing at the fair, just learning all of that. I didn't have like the nicest show horses. I had old geldings that, were just safe and quiet to learn on, and kind of just worked my way up as I went to nicer horses as I got older. When I got to college, then it was time to kind of sell and kind of get out of it for a little bit. But I had friends that kind of kept me in it. And as I got through college and out of college, I was able to, buy another horse and kind of get back into it. And at that point, stepped up to like the quarter horse level and was showing at that level for quite a few years, until kind of everything. My one show horse got hurt. We had gotten married. And I had my daughter. So it just kind of slowed things down. We were all right about the same time. But I spent a lot of years just working my way up, enjoying showing at the circuit, and a lot of good memories that way.
Awesome. I love that. And so I kind of want to step back. You mentioned college. So, you stayed active in FFA and 4-H right until you graduated high school.
Yep.
at that point in time, where did you see your career going? Like what was
Well,
your
funny, like, I really had no idea what I wanted to do, and it's always so hard, like, somebody was just talking to me the other day about their daughter's graduating, and I'm like, and she doesn't know what she wants to do, and I'm like, "I mean, who does? Like, you're
Yeah,
18, like, no
seriously.
one knows." So, I
You
went
have
to
zero workforce experience, but here, pick what you're gonna do for the
Yeah,
rest of your
yeah.
life
I
and
mean,
then
I milked cows,
10
like, that
careers.
was my workforce experience before
Yeah.
that, like, what do I wanna do? I don't know. So I went to Ohio State and, started off majoring in ag education and then decided, like, I did some classroom, um, in whatever they're called, classroom experiences, and I'm
Mhm,
like, "Yeah, I don't think this is for me," so switched to ag business, and kinda just went that route.
mhm,
Still really not sure what I wanted to do, but then I did some internships and ended up kind of falling into a retail career. It started out as just like working on a retail sales floor, and then I worked up my way up to like the buying team and doing like merchandising for a local brand, and then that kind of like cannonballed into a or snowballed into a larger career within corporate retail businesses, which is not where I would have seen myself. Like I always laughed when I eventually got to like my corporate career. Most of the people had like merchandising or fashion backgrounds, and I had an ag business background. So, um, it's
I have the degree in the stuff that you use to make the clothing.
yes, exactly. I always just said like a business degree is a business degree, and it's really once you get out of school, it's about who you know and how you can network to get where you want to be. Worked out.
And so, okay, so you graduated, with your ag business degree and you got into merchandising and, that kind of thing. What was life like for you outside of work?
Yeah, so I had a pretty demanding job in that corporate world. And my husband at the time he worked as a full-time fireman. That's how he
So
got
you'd
started.
already found your husband at that.
Well, we weren't married. We were together for a long time before we got married. We just
At what point did you say all of a sudden, "Oh, I guess
uh,
on the road's
like
kind of cute."
midway, yeah, midway
And I
through
got
college, we decided to start dating. And so, we were together for quite a little while. I graduated college, we moved in together. And he started his career with the fire department. And at the same time, he kind of started building his farm on his own. So his family had row crops and then the dairy that they owned and operated. And he kind of wanted to go a different way and do his own thing. So he started in his 20s, renting some ground and started building it up that way. So we were kind of, I was working in this corporate job. He was working at the fire department and kind of building up this farm. So life was busy. I was showing my horse, like I said. So life was pretty busy. So we kind of waited a while to get married just because we were both like pursuing a lot of different things.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that go on when
Yeah,
you're trying to figure everything out and get a
right.
start on life. Yes,
For
definitely.
sure.
So, at what point did you kind of step back from the industry that you were in?
Yeah, so eventually we did get married and then we had my daughter. And once we had our daughter, like it just was hard to work full time and like be in that corporate mindset and still be like the mom I wanted to be, especially with my husband, he was again building the farm the whole time. And we'd grown, we just were doing like the crops at that point, but also still at the fire department, which is like at 24 hours on, 48 off. So
Mhm.
like he was at work, he's at work. Like he couldn't leave really for any
Yeah.
reason. So it was difficult to be like in this demanding career where I needed to be there like till late in the evening and then also like be a sole parent, a couple days a week. And then some changes took place where like, this is a few years down the road, skipping through some things, but I had started my business. It was kind of building up. The farm was really growing to a place where we could like both kind of be here. So we actually quit our jobs like in the same year. Like he
Let's try this out. Like everybody leaves their steady and
Yep, he decided to retire from the firehouse, which we've been kind of working towards that
yeah.
because farm is obviously the passion.
And being a fireman is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah,
I have
it's a tough
some very
job.
good friends that are
Yeah,
firemen and
for
it's
sure,
yeah.
for sure. So I mean, loved it, loved the guys that he worked with. It's great, a great career, but he definitely was ready to step back from that and really put everything into the farm. And then some things changed in my career and just it was the time to kind of just say, okay, let's step back for a while and just see what we can do. So like I said, we literally quit within like a couple months of each other. And then I was like freaking out because you go from like two incomes to you're like, okay, like what are we doing?
Now what do we do and how
Health
do we pay the
insurance.
bill?
money, like all of those things, it was a little freaky.
Yeah. So had you started your Ginger Hill Farmer business at that point?
Yeah, so I started it. I did that and my corporate job for like, 3 or 4 years, I want to say.
Okay.
Just kind of I put it on the side and was like slowly building it. It was more just like a hobby for me because I had changed in my career. I had changed from like the merchandising side of it to more of like a support role, where I supported several of our brands. And I
Mhm.
just kind of miss doing that like product stuff and having that interaction with like creating new things. So that's kind of why I started the business. Like it started as a blog, honestly. It started as just a way to
Okay.
share my farm life. Because I worked with so many people that really like had no clue about farm and what we did on the farm. And it was like, I just thought this would be fun to kind of share what we do and share a little bit more about our farm. And then it just kind of grew into having t-shirts and I really enjoyed that part of it. So yeah, it had kind of been building all along on the side.
Yeah. And did you start out like making your own shirts, or did you have someone that made, you did the design work and they did the printing? How did you go about figuring that?
Yeah, actually, my neighbor had a pretty big shirt business on Etsy, and so I had approached her about like helping me out with getting started because I had no clue even where to start. I had some designs in mind and some sayings in mind, and then she helped me really kind of get that going. And so that was really instrumental to like being able to get going quickly and not feel like I had to do. That's the only reason I could do like my career and have my business at the same time as she was
Yeah.
in the production of it.
Awesome. It's always good to have those people in your corner and have those resources available to you.
She was great.
Awesome. And then do you currently do the printing yourself at this point? Do you still outsource? How does that work?
Yeah, so she decided to close that business a few years ago, and this was after I'd quit my job, so my time looked a little bit differently then. So I took over all the production in-house. I do have a girl that helps me with like the actual printing of the shirts, but we do all of them here on our farm. I have a little shop in front of our office in front of our shop, and that's where all the shirts are physically made. And I do most of the graphics. I also have a graphic designer that helps me with some of my ideas because I can get myself, like, this far in graphic world. Like, I have the ideas, and she's a little bit more, capable with the graphic
Yes.
actual tools of making the things, so
Yes. I feel like that's which I obviously don't have a shirt business and I don't do graphics like that, but I feel like I know enough to get myself into trouble, but
yeah.
not really establish what I want to get done. Definitely get myself into trouble on technology real fast.
Yeah, same, same.
But that's okay. That's how we learn. That's how we figure things out.
Yep,
And as long as you know when to ask for help, that's the point that matters.
exactly.
So, how do things go as far as, you have a daughter, you're doing different things. What kind of things has she been involved in and how has that, shaped how you guys are as a family?
Yeah, so this was her first year, like, officially in 4-H, and so that was really fun. She's always kind of we've had dairy cows, so we started a little herd for her a few years ago. We bought her first heifer at a sale and bred her last year. So she's had little heifers that she showed in, like, peewee events and things like that over the years, and she's been showing horses and lead line and stuff like that for a long time, since she was, like, 3, I think. But so this was, like, her first official, like, in 4-H, we're doing it all. So
Awesome.
it was a lot. She had 2 heifers and then 2 dairy feeders. And then she did a little bit of the horse, but she kinda didn't do as much 4-H with the horse. She did some other things, but, it was, like, a really fun year for us. Like, it was a little hectic, a little crazy, but, it was just, like, a lot of my husband and I both love that animal aspect and having a project and working towards it, and it was something we could really do as a family. We'd
Yeah.
be out each night, the 3 of us, working with her animals and just seeing her kind of set some goals, and she had a really great year, both with her horse and through 4-H, like at the fair. So it was really fun to see that. It did get a little crazy.
Awesome.
She played softball too, so like trying to balance
Uh,
softball and like the cows, it was like it was a lot,
there's a lot.
yeah.
Yes.
But we're so, I'm so grateful that at this point in my life, I can be very flexible with my time. And,
Mhm.
my husband can too for the most part. Obviously, harvest and planting is a little bit different. But for the most part, I can be pretty flexible to be able to do whatever we need to do to be there for her. So I'm
It is really neat to see, and you obviously, your daughter is very similar age to my daughters who are 10, which is also very weird to think of because I'm still like not old
I
enough to have
know.
10-year-old daughters. So I don't really know how that
Yeah.
happened. But it is so crazy to see them grow and blossom. And My girls have just become so excited. We have a little show goat herd and they are so excited and they're out there with them all the time and doing different things. And it's so neat
Yeah.
to see them find their own interests and take it upon themselves to, be involved and do those things. It is definitely a special thing as a mom to step back and kind of watch them and the pride that they have for their projects and the things that they do. So,
Yeah. Yep.
that awesome. And so your business, do you still blog a little bit? Or are you just primarily just doing shirts, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't really blog that much. I mean, every now and then I'll think of something and I might write like a longer post, but I don't like, really blog anymore. Mostly it's just my shirts and also just sharing like my farm life. I still, I share a lot of funny reels about like, being a farm wife and the craziness that entails sometimes.
I don't know what you're speaking of. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I don't know.
yes, there's no
Um,
such thing.
Yeah, yeah, yep. But mostly it's my shirts and, I do a couple of events. I just did 2 last weekend where I take like a little shop and set up in our local community, which is fun. But, primarily it's all online and it's been really fun to just meet a lot of different people from a lot of different areas. That's the best part about it is just interacting with different customers. And when they send me, pictures of like I do a lot of farm themed shirts, so that's or fair themed shirts. So like the county fair, people order like for their whole group of friends and then they'll send me a picture of them all at the fair. And it's just fun to hear those stories and hear how like, my shirts might have connected people or like if I'm out and about and I see someone, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know that person and they have my shirt on. Like it's so crazy.
Hey, I made that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not like my mom or somebody, it's somebody I don't know.
It's not my mom. It's fine. It's just my third cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really been fun that way, and it fits in nicely. Like I said, I have a girl that helps me with actually making the shirts, so I can kind of be focused on like the computer work and all of that stuff that goes into it. And then speaking of my mom, she actually does all my shipping for me. So when she retired, she wanted something just to stay busy, and so that keeps her busy and engaged, and it helps me out a lot just to not have to do that just shipping part of it. Um, and the business just fits in really nicely with the farm. I'm able to kind of do it when I have some pockets of time and still be able to be active on the farm when needed.
Awesome. I love that. And it's so neat to see how people evolve and how different your life looks now than, back
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago, and how probably you didn't see this coming because
No, no, not at all. Like I think back, I always wanted to own my own business and do something that was my own. I just never really could figure out like what was my thing. Um,
yes,
but it's funny how it's all kind of worked out to be where I want to be right now, and I'm just thankful that it has worked out. But I did say the other day I was texting with a friend, and I'm like, for some reason I had like a dream the one night about being in a meeting at my old job, and like I'm like my life has done like a total 180. Like, I mean, I used to dress up and like wear heels and be in the office and meetings every day, and now I'm like I go out and see steers every morning. Those are my coworkers. I do cattle
and they
checks
don't
and
care
things
about your
like
shoes.
no, they don't like it's just and I love it. I mean, it's the life I love my life, but it's just funny to think how different things are.
Yes, it is. And it's really great to see how things work out and how you end up in places that you didn't foresee yourself ending up in. But then once you're there, you're like, okay, this is definitely where I'm supposed to be. And that's the best part about it. And being able to be around for your daughter and be, watching her grow and bloom and do all of these different things that's the best gift in life, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
And I'm sure your husband appreciates you being able to be around the farm a bit and help him.
Yes, especially just getting done with harvest. I took on the role of lunch lady, which usually I don't do that much.
Oh,
I feel like the last like week we were just pushing to get done, and so I was delivering a lot of lunches, which isn't my favorite thing, but it's whatever. Whatever.
sometimes you just got to keep them fed so they're happy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm not much of a lunch lady. I'm more of a delivery girl, but
Well, yeah, I didn't like prepare the lunches. Don't get too excited. It was like go to Wendy's, get the food and bring it back.
and you get a baconator and you get a baconator.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's awesome. That's my style too. Thankfully, we own a catering business and my mom is she's the lunch lady. I'm usually like delivery gal. So
Yeah, the one time I tried to, like, make food and take it out, this was the recent. It was last minute, I didn't know I was gonna have to do it, and I made burgers for everyone because I'm like, "Oh, we got tons of burgers, that'll be easy peasy." Okay, well, we drop everybody's food off, and my husband texts me, and he's like, "I got a bun with cheese and ketchup." And I'm like, "No burger?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Oops."
I would like a burger on my burger, please.
I was like, "Well, you had pickles too, don't forget the pickles," but
Vegetables. What more do you want?
so, thankfully, he was the only person I did that to, but everybody else got a burger but my husband.
Just miscounted a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah.
It happens. It's all good. So, see, you got this. There's potential
Yeah, sort of.
next year. Let's try next year.
Yes, always
I mean, you'll
think
get a burger next year. It's fine.
yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. I love to ask some random rapid fire questions. If this bug would stop landing on my forehead, that'd be
Oh,
super.
really annoying right now. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. I feel so weird because I just keep swatting at my face.
I
and
haven't noticed.
running into my face, and I'm like, okay, super. So anyways, I like to ask some fun rapid fire questions to get to know you better. And so, morning person or night owl?
Mm, I don't know. People ask that, and I'm like, neither. I mean, I like to be a morning person, but I struggle with getting going in the mornings. But I do feel better if I like, get my morning going with purpose. So
You and I think alike on that
I'm
one.
an aspiring morning person. Let's say that.
I do. I feel very accomplished if I can get myself up and moving very early in the morning. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I got so much accomplished before anyone else even got up.
Right.
And then by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I am
Zonked.
toast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on my like third coffee and I'm just like, I got the shakes going and I'm just like, okay,
I did that the other
kind of
day.
bedtime yet, please, dear
Yes.
God. Like,
Yes.
just get me there.
Yep.
So I like when people are like, oh yeah, I love coffee. I have to have my coffee every day. And I'm like, yeah, I have 2 huge Yetis full of coffee every day. And they're like, what? And I was like,
Yeah.
there's literally coffee running through my veins. It's fine. How I keep going. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I mean, I'm 100% a dog person, but I will say, like, we have gotten cats in the last few years, like for our barn, and we have like one that's really actually super sweet. And my daughter and I are like, oh, she should be a house cat. And my husband's like, no, I'm putting my foot down, no house cat. But yes, I love my dog. If you ever are on my Instagram, I usually show my dog Lucy a lot. She's a little black lab that snores and makes funny noises. And yes, I'm a dog person.
She snores and makes funny noises.
She's over there snoring right now.
Hey, I mean, we all wish we could have her life.
Yeah, I know. She
Like-
lives life for sure.
She gets to clean up things around the farm,
Uh-huh.
gets to go in the house, she gets to do whatever. So
Yep.
awesome. Pizza or burgers?
Both?
All
Yeah.
of the above.
One? All of the above? I mean, usually the burger, but like, I'm not opposed to some pizza when we're like, busy, and that's
You gotta be like, I'm one of those people, like, I could care less about pizza most of the time, but then every once in a while I get a real hankering and I gotta have some
yeah.
pizza.
Yep. Yeah, I'm probably the same.
Yeah.
I'd-
But I can always go for a burger all
Yeah.
day, every day.
Yep.
Your go-to ice cream flavor.
Oh, that's another tricky one. Something with chocolate. So usually like a Moose Tracks or like a Buckeye Classic. These are velvet flavors because velvet is the
What
best.
is Buckeye Classic?
Peanut. Yes. So Velvet makes it, and it's peanut butter ice cream with like little peanut butter chocolate cups in it and chocolate swirls. It's really good. Yeah. Really anything that has some chocolate in it is usually my
Trip to
favorite.
Ohio to get some of that ice cream. Okay, got it.
You could. Yep.
Got it. We need that in my life. Okay, let's see. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Probably like the ability to, well, there'd be two things. So one, like I read all the Harry Potter books, so I always say it'd be nice to like teleport because like, you could just like get where you want to be in like no time. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
And also just like the ability to just get things done really fast, like stuff I don't want to do, like cleaning the bathrooms this morning. I don't want to do that. It'd be nice if I just had like some magic power to just be like, okay, boom, clean.
Or just enough money to have like
Somebody come clean for me.
come
Yes.
to do it. Yeah.
Yes. I used to have a cleaning lady when I worked my corporate job, and that was like amazing. And now I don't. And that's the thing I miss the most.
That's one of those things I've been like hemming and hawing over.
I
I'm just so busy all the time that my house
Yeah.
gets my poor
last priority. I know.
end of the stick. And I'm just like, in a way, I'm like, man, it'd be really nice to have a cleaning lady. And then on the other hand, I'm like, I'd feel bad for any cleaning lady that had to come in here and clean up after our mess.
Yes. Well, and it seems
Like,
like one of those things like I should have the time to do this, but like it always just ends up falling to the
it's
end.
always last priority.
Yes.
Something either more exciting or that you feel is more important always comes up, and you're like, the house can wait. The house can wait. Oh, I'd
That's what
rather do this. Let's do that.
yes. That's what I always say about dusting. Like I can find a million things to do before I finally make myself dust.
Yep. There's a lot of other things to get done. So I think we both just need to go through it and just hire the cleaning lady.
Yeah.
So,
That's a wish.
time is money, right? Our
Yep.
time is money.
Very true. Very true.
Saving ourselves money by hiring someone else to do it.
Very true.
We're gonna think about this. We need to get on this. Let's see. Trying to find a good one. Are you a book person or a movie person?
I'm a book person. I have been like reading a lot more the last couple years. It's kind of like my wind down time before bed. I just have to be careful because I like to read like mysteries and things like that. And sometimes like I'll get too into it and then it like totally affects my sleep because I can't stop reading. But definitely a book person.
Yes. I am currently coming into my favorite thing when it's cold out is once we get the kids to bed, I get in my bathtub and
Sounds
put-
nice.
I love scalding hot water.
Yeah.
My husband does not know how I can withstand such hot water because he's a baby when it comes to, and I just put in my Dr. Teal's Epsom salts and I sit in the tub with my Kindle and I read.
Yeah, I don't have a nice tub like that, but I have a
Well,
little.
I don't have a nice tub. I wedge myself in a rather subpar tub.
Okay,
But
well
I get
that
the job
works. Yeah. I have a little fireplace. It's just like an electric one back there, and I like to sit by that and like crank it on and read. Because my husband always controls the remote, and we end up watching something on TV that I'm like, what is this? Like that's how I've become more of a reader. It's like it's my escape.
And so you said you like mysteries. What's like one of your go-tos?
I read a lot of like Frida McClandon or whatever her name is, Frida McFadden. I don't know. But a lot of times I just read like the Kindle Unlimited, like whatever they offer up as like new books. I just read those. But I am reading like I used to read a lot of like personal development and I kind of stopped reading a lot of those, but I'm reading one from Jen Hatmaker right now. Her new one is called like Awake, I think, and it's pretty good. I have to say it's kept me some of the personal development ones that get to be a little bit
Too much.
yes.
Instead of like ingraining you and keeping your attention, you're just like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Or it makes me feel like, oh my God, there's so many things about myself I need to fix. Really, there's probably not.
But I have a lot wrong with me. This is terrible. Yeah.
Yes.
You end up, and then all of a sudden you have like a complex because you're like, I need to change my complete way of life.
Yes.
This is awful. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. They do get sometimes so dry. Like I don't know how people are just like that's all they read, and I'm like, you have a very boring life.
Yes.
And not to mention, like I think that our lives, like I mean, I don't know about you, my life sometimes gets so stressful that I want to read books that like take me somewhere else where it's
right.
like complete separation.
Yes, for sure.
Yep. That's why I love 1800s novels from like the London area.
Those sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've been reading like some other
little romance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yep.
I got like into like a World War II era for a while, like reading
Okay.
books about then and like I don't know. I read like anything. Like I said, whatever kind of pops up on the Kindle thing and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. But usually I like a murder mystery or really happy topics.
I mean, there is like a little bit of that in mine, but if I have to be careful that mine don't get too deep because I would literally give myself a complex over it.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I like a lighter stuff. Like
Right.
they can have a little bit of mystery like that keeps you involved. But like if it gets too deep, I'm out because
Yeah.
I would, I'd panic and run. I would too. I'd be like, I can't do this. Same with my TV shows. I like my predictable, like
Yeah. That's
easy
funny.
going, that kind of fun stuff. What's your favorite snack? Like if
Mm.
you've got for something, what is it?
Something sweet. I have a sweet tooth big time. Like,
Ooh,
yeah, the Halloween candy, I've been like staying out of it so far this morning, but it's dangerous.
this is a very dangerous holiday because, yeah. And then you're like, oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
my
Yeah.
favorite. And then you're like, oh, now I have a stomach ache.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Um, Favorite place you've ever traveled?
Well, currently, my in-laws bought a house in Cape Coral, Florida, and
Ooh,
so they're very generous about, like, sharing it with us, and so currently, that's my favorite place because we can get on a flight and be down there in, like, 2 hours, and it's easy peasy. It's, like, half hour from the airport, and it's just they've got a pool, and it's right on the canal, so it's just very, like, nice and relaxing, and you can just totally chill.
yes. I do love a good chill
Yeah.
times.
That's
Fitness list, I like a little chill, but I do like to stay active because I get bored really easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I still, like, I'd get up and do my workout and read my books, but, like, I my favorite thing is just to get up and have my coffee out on, like, the lanai by the pool,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
so, like, quiet and calm,
Not
because
much
when you're,
better
like,
than that.
at the house, when you're home, you can always find, like, 8,000,000 things to do, and, you just kinda have to unplug there, which is really nice.
Yes, I love it. And if you had a bucket list vacation, what would it be?
Mm. No. I mean, I'd love to go to, like, some of the European countries someday, but, like, currently like, I'm kinda getting back into the horse thing a little bit, with my daughter, and so currently, like, my goals are more towards, like, getting that horse going and getting her and I showing, and, like, I like to travel, but, like, that's kinda where we're at right now, so those are more my bucket list things, and, like, eventually, when my husband and I retire, maybe we'll do some of those other trips and things like that.
Yep, definitely. Europe is beautiful, so highly recommend.
Yes. I've never been.
Highly, highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. My goal is to get my husband to go over there one day. We'll see how
Yeah.
that works. He
Yeah.
says he's not going. I
Yeah, I
say,
don't know that my husband would have any interest either, but he probably will.
just wait till just tell him he's got to go try the food
Yeah,
because yeah, there's a lot of good stuff over there.
for sure.
So, more of a deeper thought question for you. If you could go back and give your, 18, 20-year-old self some advice, what would that be? Whether you listened to it or not, that's besides the point.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't listen to it because I'm
Let's be
stubborn.
honest.
Uh, but I think it would just be kind of like what we talked about earlier. Like, who knows what they want to do when they're 18, 20 years old? Like, just to like kind of ride the wave, like see where things pan out. Don't feel like you have to have all the answers right now. And like, just because where you're at may not be like where you think you want to be long term, that's okay. Like, you're making connections, you're working, learning things that are going to help you down the road, just kind of ride it out and don't be so fixated on like always knowing what's going to happen next and like having a plan. Like, sometimes that's where I am like, I know I need to not be so crazy, is like I feel like I have to have everything planned out, and like you miss out on a lot of fun by um trying to over plan and over like, over, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just over plan things and trying to
Yes.
always know
Try to
everything.
force it.
Yeah, and trying to force things, that's exactly right, yeah. Just kind of like, do what feels right in that moment and, like, just kind of ride it out until it doesn't feel right and then go to the next thing. And everything kind of works out in the end.
And do you have some quotes, words of wisdom, some type of fun thing for us to end this out?
Yeah, I don't live, like, by a quote, but there's, like, 2 sayings that I always there's one that's hanging in my kitchen, and it says, "Do what you love what you do." So just, if you're not in a thing not in something you enjoy, like, figure out a way to either A, enjoy it, or B, move on to something that you do enjoy. And, like, farming is hard, there's things about it that can be very difficult, but in the end, like, I love what we do, and I love that we're doing it as a family and bringing my daughter along in it, so that's what's important to us. And then the other thing is, this is just kind of a funny one, but, like, everything is figureoutable. So, like,
Mhm.
when I started my business, I had no clue how to, like, build a website, and there's a lot of things I don't know, and so, like, Google has been my best friend. Like, if I don't know how to do something, I just Google it, and honestly, like, that's been the easiest way to learn, and to just figure things out, like, and that would be something I would tell myself too, like, way back when, is just, like, not be afraid to try things, like,
Mhm.
um, I remember when I first put my first few designs out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is, like, so scary. What if nobody buys it?" And it's still, like, isn't lost on me that, like, there's people I don't even know from states all across the country purchasing from me. And that just is so like exciting and like humbling in a way. Like you just think you have no idea the things that you can achieve.
Awesome. I love that. And it's so true because you never know where your dreams are going to end up and you never know the things that you're capable of until you try. And,
Right.
whether it takes one time to try to get it figured out or, 12, 13 times to try to figure it out, the best thing that you can do is just keep going because
Right.
if you fail, get back up again and keep going because you never
And
figure
ask
out that you can
people.
do it until you do it.
Yeah, like sometimes it's scary to ask people for help or ask people, for their opinions and like, but that's how you learn and how you grow. And people, I find like, I mean, if you just call people up and say like, can you do this for me? Obviously nobody's going to help you. But if you ask them questions on things like direct questions that you have, people always want to help. I've found that people are really, happy to help you out and happy to help you grow in your business.
Awesome. I love that. So, Abby, with that, plug your business. Where can all the places we can find you, your website, all the fun things?
Yeah, so my website's just thegingerhillfarmer.com. And then that's my handle on Facebook and Instagram too. I'm on both quite a bit. Usually Facebook a little bit more than Instagram, but on both.
Awesome. I love that. And everybody should go out and buy some stuff from Abby, get some cute shirts
Okay. Yeah,
and
so
support
my
her business.
Christmas tees are launching Sunday, I think. So all my
Ooh,
Christmas designs will be out and I think they're going to be really fun. So make sure if you're on my email list, you'll find out first. So make sure you're on my email.
awesome. All right. Well, I know what I'm doing now. Signing up because I love a good Christmas tea. So got to
Yeah.
find those. So awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Abby. And thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. And if you loved this episode, give it a share, give it a review, do all the things, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Abby. Bye.